And welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live here at Citizen Television. My goodness, when the Grand Mullah, Senior Counsel Ahmednasir Abdullahi shows up, and the man with the crystal ball, all the way from New York, he says he's here for the duration, all the way till August the 9th. Professor Makau Mutua, when they both show up, you know this is one cracker of a show. Gentlemen, right before the break, we're talking about Kalonzo Musyoka, a man who's always in the middle. And now the headline in today's paper, one of today's papers saying he's the reluctant kingmaker. What's happening, Prof? I mean, can he make up his mind who he's going to back?
Yeah, so I think in our political landscape, there are four key leaders in this country at the moment. One, of course, is the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. The other is the Deputy President, your friend. The other, of course, is the President himself, the head of state. And the last one is Kalonzo Musyoka, okay, the head of WIPA. These are the four key political leaders in the country. Mr. Ruto is spoken for because he is running for the presidency. Mr. Odinga is spoken for because he's also running for the presidency. Mr. Kenyatta is leaving. All right? The person who can make a difference in how this election is decided is Mr. Musyoka. Mr. Musyoka has said repeatedly, much to the chagrin of my friend here, Ahmednasir, that he will not join a bandwagon of thieves and plunderers. And he said, in so many words, that he will not join Mr. Ruto. These people are very depressed, as I speak, about what Mr. Musyoka might do.
By the way, he also said he will never work with Raila again. He would never.
No, that was back then.
Come on.
He has
long ago?
No. He has indicated recently, I'm sure that you've heard about this, that he is willing to work with Mr. Odinga. He is willing to come to Azimio. He simply wants to have a structured conversation. So let me finish, Ahmed. So I think that Mr. Musyoka is on his way. I think history will judge him favorably if he makes this decision. We, on our side, on Azimio's side, believe that we can win the election, that we will win the election, whether Mr. Musyoka joins us or not. But I think we would win the election decisively, without question, if Mr. Musyoka was to join us. And he has said that he would not join Mr. Ruto. He said that already.
But Jeff, I've said this, I'm repeating again for the record. This election is a two-horse race. It's between the president and the deputy president. Raila is not a horse in this race. Kalonzo Musyoka is not a horse in this race. Ruto knows the dynamics of the election, and I think he's fairly comfortable. Raila knows the dynamics of this election, and he has given up. He wants Uhuru to run for him. If you look at, for example, the Sagana 3, it was an attempt by the president on behalf of Raila to show up his numbers. If it doesn't work, that will be a big minus. If you look at Kalonzo, the person who is looking for Kalonzo, the person who is, cajoling him, the person who is offering him the deals is not Raila, because Raila has nothing to offer. Raila has, he's sitting somewhere waiting for the president to tell him that, today I have brought this person to your column. Today I have won Northern Kenya for you. Today, Raila has given up the elections. He is not a player in this matter. The person who is playing on his corner is the president. So those are the two horse races.
Yeah, that's just hogwash.
Okay,
that's hogwash.
Let me finish.
Yes.
You will never see the former prime minister, for example, receiving people, serious defectors, or you will never see him negotiate with Kalonzo. The person who is negotiating with Kalonzo is the president, because he is the one who can offer him something,
but I think,
and who can enter into binding agreements.
Okay, but do you agree, Senior Counsel, that whoever Kalonzo backs will win, hands down?
No. Raila, if he listen to me, tonight, if we do the numbers, Raila has between 3 to 4 million votes locked.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, this is
Wait,
just,
wait.
no,
Wait, Prof.
No,
you don't like.
No,
Yes, yes.
you have
Out
spoken.
of 22 million.
Yes, yes. Raila cannot tonight. If we go to elections tomorrow morning, Raila will not hit 4.5.
Yeah.
He will not.
Grand Mullah. No, Grand
Is that
Mullah.
reasoning?
It's impossible.
Where
because,
does it come from?
Okay, this is the way it is.
That's
He has lost Western. He has lost Lower Eastern. He has lost 40% of the votes he had in the coast. He has lost. Raila has been lose.
No.
His hope is to get something from Central. That's a big question. We don't know what he will get. So far, he's between 10 to 15% at maximum. So wait, let me finish. Tonight, if we go to election tomorrow, Raila will not hit 4 million votes. Take it from me. But Ruto will hit maybe, if we go, maybe 7-8 million votes. So there's a big difference. So if Kalonzo comes, first, if Kalonzo does not go, if Kalonzo runs on his own, I don't think Raila will put a campaign after that because there is no route to State House.
Okay,
he has no options.
Okay, Ahmed, you made your point.
No,
you made your point. You made your point. So this is what I was talking about. About him living in his own head. A person who lives in his own head, they don't live in the real world. They live in their own heads. Mr. Odinga has run campaigns in this country, in the past.
That's true.
And he has done extremely well. And
that's true.
As I said before, he has won 3 times.
No, that's not.
And by the way, been denied. After winning those, those.
And those are what, 2007, you said?
Certainly 2007, 2013, and 2017. Let me just finish because he spoke.
But how? But I spoke reason and facts. You are speaking your own things.
No, you
spewed. That's the difference.
You spewed propaganda.
How can you say?
You spewed propaganda.
How can you say Raila won 2013, 2017?
I did not interrupt you.
But how?
I did not interrupt you. Listen to this.
I thought the rule is I don't interrupt when he's talking sense.
No, listen to this. So I'll say this to you.
Yeah.
There are strongholds in this country that have voted for Mr. Odinga solidly for election after election. The Coast region, the Western region, okay, Nyanza, even your own Northeastern, in 2007, in 2013, and in 2017, okay? That happened at a time when the state was extremely hostile to him, okay? What do you think is going to happen if those same blocs vote for him?
Well, those blocs have left him.
No, they
don't get it.
No, they have not left him.
They left him.
They have not left him. You see, Ahmed, what I'm trying to tell you is this here, is that perhaps you want to believe in your own head that Mr. Ruto is going to win this election. Let me tell you something, my friend. Mr. Ruto will lose this election hands down. And as I said, the person who I believe is left on the board who can make a difference, okay, in the numbers that Azimio is going to get in the election to win this election is Mr. Musyoka. Mr. Musyoka will pad, Azimio's victory. Now, I think that you just want to demean Mr. Musyoka because...
No, I haven't said anything about it.
You want to demean him because he has refused to join Mr. Ruto. Let me tell you something. After Mr. Mudavadi and Mr. Wetangula joined Mr. Ruto, do you know what has happened to them in Western Kenya? They have become total pariahs.
No.
Politicians have defected from them. They are being pelted with tomatoes and stones, wherever they go in Western Kenya. They're being pelted with stones, wherever they go. So
it's not even the season for growing tomatoes.
No, they're being pelted everywhere.
Kalonzo will not make a difference.
No. I want him to get clear. Prof is having difficulty breathing because the facts I have given gives him almost. But let's put it like this. Of course, Kalonzo is a very important factor. He is very important to Raila than Ruto because Ruto has his traditional, base, and he has stormed the Western. made gains in Central, and even in Lower Eastern. But there are two scenarios. If Kalonzo runs with Azimio, I mean, he will give them numbers, obviously. If he doesn't run, if he runs on his own, I mean, Raila, as I told you, will not hit 4 million. And we will confirm when we come back here, maybe 5-6 months down the road.
No. We'll be here before then.
So he's
we'll be here before then.
He's more important to Raila than to Ruto. Yes.
By the way, how do you come up with those numbers? Only 4 million for Raila, and 7 million for Ruto?
No, I'm using the model for 2017 because Raila has lost Western, he has lost Eastern, he has lost so many places. He had made no gains. He is waiting for, I mean, Raila is living a dangerous life. Hope that Uhuru will deliver for him.
Perhaps the Grand Mullah has not been following the polling that has been taking place.
Actually, I do my polling. I do mine.
Like I said, he likes to live in his own head without, his pronouncements are not data-driven or evidence-based. If you look at the polls that have been coming out, just hold on a second.
Which one is specifically, so that I can...
Just hold your horses.
The one in the people or what?
No. Just hold your horses. If you look at all the credible polls that have come out, it is true that the deputy president was ahead, right? That's just a fact. You don't deny that because he's been running for 10 years alone. Now, if you've been running alone for 10 years, and when the polling comes out, you cannot, go above 40% of the electorate. It means that you are plateaued. If you have been watching the polls over the last several months, Mr. Ruto's poll numbers have shrunk substantially, actually.
But he's still leading.
Yeah, he's still leading. I agree with that. They have shrunk. But Mr. Odinga's polls have steadily climbed up. And they have done so especially after Kasarani in December.
Because of your speech?
Mr. Odinga has just been running for the past 3 months, 3-4 months. Mr. Ruto has been running for 10 years. Okay? If there's a gap in the polling between them of 8, 9, 10 points, when one person has been running for 10 years, the other one has been running for 3 months, imagine what's going to happen by the time we head to June or July. So just wait a minute. So I just want to tell you this. Your candidate has plateaued. He is hemorrhaging. The numbers that Mr. Odinga is gaining are from Mr. Ruto. And he keeps on gaining them. And he'll keep on gaining them. And that's why I was telling you that if, for example, Mr. Musyoka was to come to our side, the game would be over.
Prof doesn't know. Yes. Prof doesn't know because he's not a man of numbers. I mean, he will just come here and talk the way he wants, then he will go. The next time he comes back, he will say the same words. If you look at 2013 and 2017, do you know the percentage of gain Raila made? 2017, 2013, he made 1% gain. 1%.
1% of what? What 1% of what?
The gain he made, the percentage of the votes he got in 2017 and 2013. So, I mean, I think he got 1.5 or something insignificant. Uhuru made, I think he made a substantial gain. I can't remember the number. Now,
was that before or after the rigging?
Now Raila has lost his traditional basis this time. And I can tell you one, if you look at the numbers, Ruto will better what Uhuru got in 2017, except probably in Central. But everywhere else, Ruto will beat what Uhuru got in 2017. So in conclusion,
yes,
my friend knows, and it's given him and his principals sleepless nights, the numbers are very bad. The only hope is the president will work miracles. And I've done election petitions. I have been. There are no miracles in elections.
He is the only
elections
person.
Elections are won by votes.
He is the only
votes.
person. He is the only person who is talking about the president doing something in the elections, because obviously he knows something about this. Because in 2017 and 2013 even, They stole the elections.
No.
So he knows something about that.
Nothing was
So he thinks that,
Raila has no numbers.
That's what you think.
2013,
That's what you think. Just listen.
Numbers.
Just listen. No numbers. Just listen. So I know that you have convinced yourselves on the UDA side that you have these talking points that I know they have given you. They have given you talking points, and one of the talking points is that...
do you think someone can give me talking points?
Of course.
You think so?
Of course, it's to say that, because campaigns are run like that. Your talking points are Your talking point... Wait a minute, wait a minute.
You have addressed the Raila's rallies. I have not addressed any rally. You have addressed...
Wait a minute, Ahmed.
Kasarani, you addressed the rally.
And what is wrong with that? It's my right to speak.
You are party apparatus.
No. It's my...
foot soldier.
No, it's my right.
Me, I'm independent.
No, you are not, of course.
Have you seen me address a rally?
But you tweet 24/7 for UDA and for Mr. Ruto.
But you both tweet.
Yes.
No.
But he addressed rallies.
He tweets more than I do, and then he pretends that he does not support the deputy president.
He hasn't pretended. He hasn't said he doesn't.
No, he has said that. He has said that he has not endorsed him.
Actually,
wait a minute.
I've challenged him.
No.
Let him show one tweet. I think I've 40-something thousand. Let him show one tweet in which I have said deputy president, people should vote for deputy president.
Jeff,
I have not made that decision.
No, Jeff, let me ask you a question.
I will eventually make.
No.
But so far, I have not.
Let me ask you a question.
But let me address rallies.
If you see a grown man in the middle of the street, kissing a married woman.
How do you know the woman is married?
Wait a minute. I'm just saying if you see that.
In the middle of a street, how will you know?
Do we have to be slapped to be told what is happening? We know exactly. No one has to slap us. We know exactly what is happening. This man is in the middle of the street kissing Mr. Ruto every day. We've seen what is happening. Come on now.
Senior counsel, let me ask you this. When it comes to a running mate,
yes,
for these two, whichever side, does the running mate have to come from Central Kenya? Is it a must?
I mean, it's a must for both. But you see, Raila's running mate will be picked by the president. And I think he knows that the president will pick the running mate. And that running mate, I think it's not rocket science. It will be the deputy party leader of Jubilee, whoever the president appoints. Ruto will pick someone from Central because Central is, it's the most important, vote basket in Kenya. Yeah, it has almost 6 million votes now. And why it's important in my view is that the person the deputy president picks from Central Kenya will be now the leader of that community. Once he picks, that is the leader of that community. President Kenyatta will be the former leader. The moment the vice president picks his runmate from Central, that person takes over. In fact, that person will be speaking for the community into the future.
Let me just say this.
Let me finish.
Yeah, finish.
My views are troubling you tonight.
No, finish. Finish.
So it's very important.
Yes.
The moment the deputy president picks someone from Central, that will be the leader of the Kikuyu community. That is the person they will coalesce around. From that time, the president will become very, very lame duck.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just say this. If you look at the caliber of the people from Central Kenya who are lined up behind Mr. Ruto, and those are the people who are likely to be chosen. One of them is likely to be chosen to be a running mate.
It's very educated people.
None of those people is credible.
No.
None of them is actually credible. None of them has a national name. None of them has a history worth, reciting here.
Give some names, Prof. Like who?
Well, you might mention people like, he knows what I'm talking about. People like Gachagua, people like Unjuri, people like, Waiguru and others. These are lightweights. They have no capacity or ability to lead Central Kenya, let alone, the country. But I know. But wait a minute. You spoke. But I know that your candidate is wedded to picking someone from Central Kenya, and I also know this. Okay, and don't be surprised by this. I also know this, that people expect that Central Kenya is going to play a very large role in the election. I think we all ought to be prepared for a lower voter turnout in central Kenya than we expect. Because for the first time, there will be no one from central Kenya running at the top of the ticket. Okay? That being on the top of the ticket has a motivating, effect on voters to come out. Okay? People generally do not vote for the deputy president. They vote for the president. Okay? So it may be a fact that may surprise your candidate that actually Mr. Ruto has overinvested in central Kenya, and the basket of votes that he expects to get from there may not be forthcoming.
And Azimio, do you have to go for central?
Well, I think in Azimio we are open-minded. We are completely open-minded.
Come on, Prof.
But I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. We are open-minded. Okay. We have not decided on the running mate. We will look at every person who is credible. And by the way, wait a minute. If you look at the people who are supporting us, including people from central Kenya, they are very credible people. They are very credible people. They are people who can do exactly what he was saying, who can step in and be credible leaders of that region. They don't have such people on their side. You've seen, for example, when the deputy president, goes around campaigning, you've seen that all of them, these folks in Central that I mentioned, including people like Mudavadi and others from Western Kenya, they have to be with him to pull crowds. You've seen on our side, our people can campaign even without Mr. Odinga. You've seen
Odinga is unable to pull crowds this time.
You've seen, for example, when he was away for about 10 days, abroad, you've seen the large crowds that were pulled. You saw the crowds that your friend, Mr. Junet Mohammed, was able to pull.
Where?
I'm sure you must have been feeling very jealous about
where?
Very jealous about that. Because everywhere, in the coast, Kambani, in Western Kenya, you've seen what the campaign was able to do without the principle. If, for example, wait a minute, Ahmed.
Tononoka, one person died on Sunday.
Ahmed, wait a minute. If the people that we are mentioning, Alice Wahome, Didi Nyoro, and all these other people, go to call a rally somewhere by themselves without the deputy president, no one is going to show up.
I will not be as abusive and insulting as Prof to say that, the people, the leaders from central Kenya that are with the deputy president have no gravitas or weight. Because, that's very insulting.
It's a fact.
Those are leaders.
It's a fact.
Their own right. Whether it is Alice Wahome, whether it is Anwe Guru, whether it is Gachagua or Nyoro.
But it's a fact.
Those are credible leaders, They lead their people. Their people listen to them. They carry their aspiration. They carry their hope. And they will punish them very badly on 9th August 2022.
That's what you hope.
Who's Raila's likely running mate? What do you think? Give me a name.
You don't expect me to be making news on JKL, do you?
I thought we would.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
Let me just say this, though. I think that whoever will be picked by Mr. Odinga as running mate is going to be a credible person, both from his community and before Kenyans. A person who can, because we're talking about a person who is a heartbeat away from the presidency, a person who can step in on day one and become the head of state, a person who can work with the head of state, a person who loves this country, a person who has no scandals, okay? A person who is ethical.
Well, Jeff, I think you asked him the wrong question.
Let me finish my point.
Is it Raila who will pick the deputy president, or is it the president who will pick for him? That's the question you answered.
No, of course, Mr. Odinga will pick.
Because so far he's not making a single decision about his campaign.
No. You are not in a campaign,
including
Ahmed.
the finances. People are paying for him everything.
Ahmed, you are not in the campaign. You are not in the campaign.
Yes, he's not raising funds. People are giving him handouts.
No. There's nothing. There's nothing like that. There's not. I hear that you are
the election campaign of the Honorable Prime Minister is being run by Jubilee.
No,
and that's a fact. That's a fact. Yes.
Who do you think they'll pick for him then? Who do you think will be his running mate?
I think they will. We will surprise them. As Jubilee, I've not left the party yet. We'll pick for you. You're the running mate.
When are you going to leave the party? Are you going to call a press conference tomorrow to leave the party?
I will leave after we pick the running mate for you.
By the way, has Mudavadi and Wetangula have they had any effect on your side?
Oh, let's forget for once, the tomatoes that have been thrown, when it's not. But I think the officials bystander, the objective bystander will tell you that, Modavadi is a politician reborn. Everybody is seeing a Modavadi that's different, articulate, forceful, real macho. This is the first time I think you have seen that Modavadi. And I'm told, from what I'm hearing and reading in the papers, that Western now is gone.
Gone for?
Gone from who?
From Raila. Raila now was almost, especially in Kakamega, Bungoma, Vihiga. The only place I think where he has a fighting chance now is Busia.
Yeah. Who's telling you this? Who's telling you this?
Let me finish. And that is why even, very strong person normally like Governor Oparanya. Oparanya has refused to participate in
come on
Let me finish.
Come on now.
Oparanya has refused to participate.
No, come on now. Governor Oparanya was just in Kitui the other day.
Let me tell you, things are thick. And Prof is very unhappy. Sad.
No, I'm not.
Prof, Western is gone?
No, it's not. Of course not. If Western is gone, it is gone from Mudavadi, it is gone from Wetangula, and it is gone from the deputy president. Because what the people in Western have realized is that Mr. Mudavadi and Mr. Wetangula, could be bought so easily. You see,
I think that's the problem you have.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Cast aspersions.
No.
Like bought. Who bought them?
No. Wait a minute.
Which market?
Wait a minute.
How much?
There
Who drew the agreement?
Just listen.
What was the consideration?
Let me tell you. There is credible information.
Share with us.
Yeah, I'm sharing it with you. There's credible information that these guys were induced.
How? By whom? And for what?
By the deputy president.
Come on, Prof. That's just hearsay.
No, it's not. It's
not as a lawyer, it's not even hearsay. It's something lower than that.
No, let me tell you. But you have been, you spent the last an hour and a half spewing out hearsay. You have spewing hearsay here. Why do you think people are defecting from Amani and from Fort Kenya? They are defecting because they realize that their leaders sold them.
No, actually,
to Mr. Ruto.
Actually, they are defecting.
They sold them to Mr. Ruto.
They are defecting so that they can get campaign funds, then come back. You don't know that.
By the way, Grand Mullah, tell me something. Your Leonard colleague Paul Gichero's case in the ICC as we speak, what effect will that have locally?
Every morning he wakes up to clap, hoping that case will bring down the deputy prime minister. But that case is, it's a case based on hearsay. It's about Gicheru. It will have no impact, absolutely zero. But Prof can tell us his wish. Let's see him. Prof, what's your wish?
Well, you've told us your wish. And your wish is that the case will not affect the fortunes of the deputy president. If I was the deputy president and I was running for office, and if I was a Kenyan who was a patriot and I was supporting him like you, I would be concerned about the allegations and revelations that have been made in the Gicheru case. For the first time, the prosecutor stated on the record that the scheme to corrupt witnesses, to bribe them, to disappear them, and to interfere with the administration of justice was carried out with the knowledge and active participation of the deputy president. This has been stated. Witnesses have now testified on the record that they were bribed by Mr. Gicheru from Mr. Ruto, okay? Surely, Ahmed, even if you have so much affection for the deputy president, you must be concerned that an individual with such, low moral standards, such disrespect for the rule of law, okay, could win the election in this country to become the president. A person who has been accused credibly in an international tribunal.
Those are witnesses.
That
Those are witnesses.
no. Wait a minute. That these things happened.
Civil society.
So if I was if I was you, Ahmed, I'll be very concerned about this. Okay, if at some point you do decide to come out openly, stop being a watermelon. Come out openly. Stop being, saying one thing but meaning another. Just come out openly and embrace Mr. Ruto. Okay? We shall know you because we know people by the company they keep.
But, Prof, is that case going anywhere?
Why not? Legal processes are legal processes. I would say that so far what I've heard so far is very damaging. It's very damaging. If I was Mr. Gicheru, I'd be very worried. The concern that they should have on their side is that Mr. Gicheru might want to cut a deal, to get a better deal for himself,
Well, I mean,
by singing, by which I mean by saying more about what he knows about Mr. Ruto's involvement. These are just, things that should worry, Ahmed here, my friend. They should worry you. And they should worry you not simply as a campaign mouthpiece for Mr. Ruto. They should worry you as a Kenyan, that such a person is so close to
Jeff, can we
the
conclude by saying that his many predictions that will befall the president and the deputy presidents, dire predictions of death and destructions, have always been his wishful thinking. Nothing comes out of his mouth that ends as the truth.
I predicted that Jubilee would collapse. It did.
But
on your watch. On your watch.
Senior counsel, remember, he has a crystal ball, huh?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's go to the magic wall, see what the viewers are saying, because these tweets are coming in very thick and very fast. Rianga Boarango says, ask Makau Mutua if Atwoli's assertion, appearing on this show, that Ruto will not be in the ballot box had anything to do with Uhuru's revelation today, that he, Ruto, will only be supported in the future, not in this election.
Yeah, well, I think I'm not Mr. Atwoli, so but what I would say simply is that if I watch the goings-on in the campaign trail, and then I also watch what's happening at The Hague at the International Criminal Court, I would say that there's jeopardy there for Mr. Ruto. There's jeopardy. Yeah. Will he be on the ballot or not? I don't know, but there's jeopardy for him.
Honorable Caleb Kositani, you know him, Mheshimiwa says, ask Senior Counsel if he'll be interested in joining politics. Senior Counsel.
What do you think? You can be my campaign manager.
Well, I don't think that there is any county that can elect, Ahmed here. But he might consider going to Mandera to run for, an MCA.
Senior Counsel, you're not saying anything.
No, I'm okay. I'm enjoying. Why should I go to politics? I'm enjoying life.
You should. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Bjorn Waldegard, is that his real name? Bjorn Waldegard, like the former rally driver. I got to agree with the Grand Mullah on this point. Politicians talking about corruption, that's like a hyena shedding tears at a goat's funeral. Politicians are politicians, but Kenyans mistake them for leaders. You agree, Grand Mullah?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, trust me, when a Kenyan politicians talk about corruption, and I think Raila talks a lot about that. He always talks about jailing people. I mean, those are the guys you should waste not even a second on them because they're hypocritical, they are telling lies, they don't know what they're talking about. And normally, leaders who pontificate about corruption are very corrupt.
Dingoho is saying, when the government of Kenya was formed, the cabinet was 50-50. Ruto takes the blame for his share of the cabinet, and equally Kenyatta takes the buck. It's like a coalition. Uhuru woke up too late to stem the tide and the runaway looting. Agree, Prof?
Yeah, I would say that when the two gentlemen shared the cabinet, we know what happened. Mr. Ruto appointed virtually all his ministers from his community. At least Mr. Kenyatta was more balanced. But I do agree that in the first 5 years, there was a lot of looting.
Wakisa says, I don't know why the learned partisans can't connect that 2022 succession politics let Uhuru to fall out just after 2017 re-election. It began during visits by Mamangina, Uhuru, Raila, Kalonzo to Kabarak to see Mzee Moi. Then Ruto was blocked. Is that what happened, Grand Mullah?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know this visit, what the significance of visiting Moi had on the impact on this. But I think, I mean, the best person to answer why there was a fallout is the president. And I think Sagana 3 was about spilling the beans. But nobody saw anything today.
No, I think...
were there any beans spilled?
I think there were beans spilled. I think that there was a down payment there in Sagana on what might be coming next.
What does that mean, Prof? I mean,
well, come on, you understand English. I mean, I think that what Mr. Kenyatta teased what he might be saying in the coming months. And if I was again, Ahmed, I would not be very comfortable because I think that, you do not, as the head of state, speak so disdainfully about your deputy and disinherit him without, there being more than meets the eye. And I think that he'll be revealing more. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. Yeah.
No, but I think Prof is the old school, and I don't blame him. He thinks leaders decide everything in Kenya.
No, I don't.
It's the voter.
Of course I don't.
You are putting so much hope in Uhuru.
No, I'm not.
Performing a miracle.
I am not.
Let me tell you.
Ahmed, I'm not, actually.
You will not.
Ahmed, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what he might say.
Because you have to internalize.
No, I'm just telling you what he might say about the deputy president.
It's a down payment for something.
Yes, down payment for something.
No, don't put your hopes in Uhuru.
No, I'm not. I'm not putting a hopes in anyone.
Okay.
But the Kenyan voter.
Yeah, that's now important.
Goge Kimadi says,
Tonight
Prof,
3.5.
Prof, by analyzing the parameters that define democracy, does Kenya suit to be categorized as a fully democratic state without any bureaucratic influence, executive supremacy, or unwarranted governmental deprivation? Is this a fully democratic state, Prof?
Does he want me to take the country to a constitutional law class? I don't want to do that.
No.
What I would simply say is that we are a fledgling democracy. We've taken some baby steps. I think that the various arms of government have not learned how to execute, their mandates. And I think that, but I think that democracy is a journey. It is not a destination.
Okay. Yeah. Wabara once asked Grand Mullah, Grand Mullah supporting William Samoei Ruto bid is correct to him, but Professor Makau Mutua supporting Rao is seen as him speaking from Raila's think tank. Politics is all about interest and numbers. They might have their way, though, right?
Yes, but I mean, I think Wabara, if he was listening, when you asked him the question about who's your runmate, he said, as Azimio.
Yes.
That's what he said. As Azimio, I don't speak for Ruto's campaign.
Of course you do.
Yes, I don't.
Of course you do, Grand Mullah. I gave you the example of the... No.
He speaks for them. He addresses their rallies. He participates in their meetings. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I am proud to participate in those meetings. I am proud to participate in strategies for Azimio because I think that this is a historical opportunity.
I think, when Jeff is inviting you for forums like this, he must say that Azimio is representative. So that the public knows.
No. Look.
Now you are just ideas. You tell his Kenyans, you are a professor from Buffalo.
No.
You are not.
Look, Grand Mullah, I don't think there is another more prominent person in the legal field in this country who is speaking for Mr. Ruto the way you are. You have a big voice. You speak for him every day. I recognize that, and I value that, and I think that the reason why our great friend Jeff invited us here is so that he could come and hear you, defend Mr. Ruto.
By the way, senior counsel, UDA is targeting the youth, a lot of the youth. Recent registration drive, only 1 million out of targeted 6 million registered. There's huge voter apathy. Who's going to vote for these guys? The youth aren't interested anymore. Where are these votes coming? Where are these numbers you're saying coming from?
No, I mean, I think now we have about 20 million registered votes.
Yep, almost 20 plus.
20. The last time, I think the voter turnout was 75%, which is very high. This time, maybe slightly lower than that. But I think Kenyans will come out because the stakes are high. I mean, you know, the compelling narrative of the two candidates and their surrogates is very compelling. On one side, I think you have a candidate who has tried since he was in his 40s to become president. So many times, I think the voters, for one reason or another, have rejected him. And I think you must respect that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't forget Hachalema in Zambia tried 5 times.
No.
Grand Mullah, he tried.
Let me finish. This last time now, the problem he has is, you know, on those 4 occasions or 5 occasions when he tried, he was his own man.
Yeah, I think
he's a project.
No. I think I've said
a project.
No.
And
Don't,
Kenyans.
No, do not parrot. Do not parrot things like that. No.
Well, you must.
No.
And Kenyans.
No, you are parroting. You are parroting things that you should not parrot.
Whether it's a primary school teacher or an MCA or an MP.
No. The reason why you are talking like that.
You up. Nobody will.
Grand Mullah. The reason why you are talking like that is because Mr. Kenyatta refused.
But
listen to this. Just listen. Mr. Kenyatta refused to endorse to endorse your candidate.
I'm saying
he refused.
Raila is our project.
No,
I'm speaking for the party.
You're speaking for Jubilee.
No, he's not
speaking for the party.
Mr. Odinga is the most.
It's our project.
Mr. Odinga is the most significant political leader in this country for the last 50 years.
Once upon a time.
He cannot be a project of anyone. You know, and that
Same Jubilee.
And that line that you are mentioning, listen, that line that you are sort of spouting out is a tired line.
No, Prof.
Please retire that line.
No.
Please retire it.
Prof. As a member,
come on, retire. You're not a member of
Raila has competed against Jubilee
come on now.
17. Now, I think the president said today, the president is a party leader of Jubilee. I'm a fairly important supporter of Jubilee. I am saying Raila is our project.
But what does it say? Listen, what does it say? What does it say about what does it say about the deputy president? If what does it say about if your deputy if the president says the deputy president is not fit
That's
to
internal
be
matter for our party.
No, what does that say?
All right, gentlemen, on that project note, we'll have to.
It is not. We cannot end on the project
we'll have to.
We cannot end on that note, Jeff. You know, I want this gentleman to eat those words, to retire those words, because that project language is a language of desperation.
But
it's a language of desperation.
It's a language of desperation for him. No. You fund his rallies.
No, come on.
You hire his helicopters. You put petrol in his cars. You are saying you are bringing 20, 30.
And the deputy president is stealing money from Kenyans. He is.
That's a whole other debate.
Jeff, he is.
That's a story for another day.
He's not doing anything
on the project.
He's not doing anything to earn the money that he is getting from the public coffers. He is not.
Professor Makau Mutua, Ahmednasir Abdullahi, Senior Counsel, Grand Mullah, gentlemen.
We cannot stop there.
I could go on. Tell you what, let's come back and debate this.
Let's come back and debate
How's
this.
that?
Yes.
Is that good enough?
Good enough.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.
Wow. I tell you, what a discussion. Grand Mullah in the house and the man with the crystal ball. Whoa. Thank you, gentlemen. This has to continue. This is not over yet. Because I tell you, the election is still 6 months away. Plenty to talk about, plenty of ground to cover.
But I'll end it on August the 9th.
It will end on August the 9th, okay?
I will end it on August.
You will?
I'll end it.
Oh.
All right. Thanks so much for being a part of Jeff Koinange Live. Remember those 3 letters on the keyboard, JKL. Good night, good luck. God bless Kenya. Thank you, gentlemen.